Hey guys, welcome to Sketch a Day. We're live. It's Sunday. It's been a minute. Decided to take some time to be with my boys. They're important. So apologies, I was not around on Friday, like I said. So we'll kind of do a combo show today. Little fan appreciation, fan love. Thank you to the patrons and channel members, as always, for being supporters in a very real sense for what I do. What does that mean? Well, you can commit to support what I'm doing, the shows, content, all that good stuff. Of course, it doesn't come with nothing. You do get access to guides and all the sketches and all that good stuff. So much appreciation, much love to you guys. It means a lot. Hello, Lori, one of our patrons. Kiki, what's up? Vasit, Applejacks. Just takes practice. So we're going to. I'm trying to decide. I might do some hybrid sketching today. I do have my iPad here, so if you are watching on Instagram, you'll get a better show on YouTube. So I've provided a link there for you if you're curious and you want to join in. I'll probably go for about 2 hours today. I definitely want to do some sci-fi stuff. I had a request from another patron, Lines, to do kind of a laptop bag concept. So I think I'll do that. And then we'll show off the Discord a little bit as well. Speaking of which, go ahead and do that. Let's take a look-see here. All right. So Discord is essentially kind of a community that we've set up so that you can communicate with other people, get help, um, make suggestions, whatever. Let's see. I don't want to take a survey Discord. Um, so feel free to check that out. It's been pretty cool. Like I said, I've been MIA for a little bit. I won't apologize, Applejacks. Had to spend some time with the kids though. All right. So we did have this weekly sketch challenge. Let's show you a couple pieces that were made here. I'm not going to go through everything, but it's pretty cool to see what you guys do. Let's see. It actually ended up being kind of a 2-week challenge. So we'll kick things off here. Mystery, of course, always solid with the pencil skills, showing off their stuff. Thanks for submitting. Lovely work on the lighting. I like that. Some attempts on a pencil sharpener as well. Technical things are really hard to sketch, so shout out, much love. Hello, sir. I'm the one whom you told about sketching a car in the next live stream. We'll see. Um, let's see. Okay, TJ's got the slotted spoon here. Pretty cool. You know, I've been having a lot of thoughts about product sketching and what it is, and kind of what my goal is. My goal is to keep the art of product sketching alive. I think that's one of my goals. So, and why I do what I do. And so I always love a good product sketch. All right, some favorite things from childhood. I think these are these Bionicle parts? I'm guessing these are Bionicle parts, but I don't know. If TJ's watching, maybe you can comment or tell us. Also, feel free to leave comments on the live video outside of the chat, by the way. Super helpful. If there's a part you liked or you want to bookmark something, there's a way to do that. All right, there's Lines. An awesome painting. Lion says, I'm terrible at representing actual people. I don't think so, man. I think it just takes practice, and I like the lighting in the scene, particularly in the use of negative, positive shape. I think you did a really good job. So, well done. I'm still practicing myself. Mystery with a chair, one of their favorite things as well. Really cool style. Yeah, really cool style. I like that. Okay. Mecha guy with a chair. I'm guessing it's a chair for gerbils. I'm guessing. And Felix with a shoe. I think what I'm going to do here is actually, let's see. Should I? Should I? Yeah, let's sketch over Felix's. So I'm going to copy this. And should be able to. I'm going to use, let's see, let's use Procreate for this one. So I'm going to start with the clipboard, which is basically just the screen here. And let's make a new layer. And I'll kind of show you some stuff. So if this is a kid's shoe, I think the proportion's fine. But you kind of want to think, let's see, I think you've got a better um, kind of layout here for the bottom of the shoe, where you've got some directionality happening, like so. Thank you, Apple Jacks. I'm glad that's been helping out. So you want to have a bit more of an angle, right? Even that, or I like to go flat and then down a little bit and then up. Did my pencil tip just break? Crazy. So something like that, like for example, for your shoe. So in this case here, I think if I were to continue what I perceive to be your sole, it looks something like this. And then based on the shading, I'm not quite sure what's happening with the cross section. Right? And you can kind of map it out that way. So it feels maybe a little bit kind of stiff here. You do have that round coming in. I can see that. Do you have that round coming in? A little highlight there. But feels a little bit, oops. See, I even missed that point. So if I bring that around. So what I would do to fix this, let's create a new layer, turn this off, is maybe start with, I find that an ellipse is helpful. It's not exactly accurate, but an ellipse can be helpful here on the bottom. And then right here, instead of rounding out fully, because from the top view, your shoe is going to look something like this. Okay, shape like this. And so that's why an approximation of, or just filling in an ellipse can be helpful. It's not entirely accurate. So there's a little bit of a return here typically. And even if it's straight, it feels weird, right? And if it's curved. So the part that's actually going to be in contact with the ground, like you may have the rest of the shoe like this, for example. Okay. And sole, like so, or outsole. All right. So right here, I would actually try and bring this in, like so. All right, and that can kind of help with the shape. So can you guys see how that changes a little bit? So if you bring that in and then come back down, kind of help with the shape. And then with the length, it looks like you're trying to sketch, I'm guessing, what's called a mid. All right, so you know, I forget what that bone is called, but your heel would be here, right? If this is a foot, got your big toe, other toes, all that stuff, and then foot arch coming up like so. So I just said so like 10 times in a row. Apologies. Looks like my Instagram froze up. Sorry, hold on, guys. This is annoying. So annoying. Sorry about that. All right, let's see. I'm actually gonna cancel this and then try again. Bear with me. All right. I don't know if it's an Instagram app update or I don't know if it's an app update or if it's the iPhone. But I used to be able to stream on Instagram without it going to sleep. I used to be able to stream without it going to sleep. And now it's like as soon as I start streaming, it just my phone goes to sleep and I have to make this setting change. So give me just a sec here. All right. We should be good to go now. Sorry about that. Anyhow, so in terms of proportion, right? I think either you need to extend the toe out a little bit or adjust the shape of the shoe. Now we can do that just by taking this layer. I'll actually duplicate the layer so I have it saved, and then let's just make a selection here. So I don't want to necessarily redo the sketch. The sketch seems fine. But I'm just going to show you here. It's a little bit easier to do on Photoshop on the desktop, but we'll just use the warp tool. So go to warp, and then now I can kind of pull this in, pull this out, something like that, right? And then on the back side here, do another warp. Just pull that out, pull that in. Okay, so that should feel a little bit better. Just so it feels like, sorry, just so it feels like your heel could go in the shoe. And then, did Procreate just die on me? There's that problem again. I think it might be with my stylus, or my pencil actually. They do make replacement tips for these, right? Hello, Svetlana, a long time. Svetlana and Art, what's up? And then right in here, I'll turn off these lines. Let's see, let's group these together. And of course, all of this will be available for patrons after the stream. All right, so now I'm gonna take this portion of the shoe and I wanna do a little bit of a warp. You know, something like that. And then if I just take some of this here, kind of even that out. Maybe extend this heel out just a little bit. I think it'll start to feel better. So, a couple little tweaks there, but nice work. And then, let's see, this feels a little bit off. So I'm gonna do another selection. And just kind of pull this down. Just kind of hacking this together, guys. So, you know, if I really wanted to, I could make this like some design piece or something. Maybe it's a different material. But you get the point. And then right along through here, I think one thing that could help the sketch is if you had some nice contrast. So I'm going to take this is in my brush pack 2. I'm going to take this highlighter brush, and on a new layer, we'll just kind of airbrush in a bit of a coarse shadow. Just like so. And I need to change the layer style to multiply. I can drop the opacity. And then on top, if we want to punch the highlight a little bit, you can do it a couple ways. If you want to use an airbrush, you could. You could even use, say this, since we want to create some texture, you know, it's leather. I have this watercolor wash style brush that we can use here. Create a little highlight. Little highlight like so. So now it has a little bit of texture to it. All right, a little bit of texture highlight. So those are just a couple little tweaks I would make, but thank you for the submission. All right, really nice work. Thank you. All right, let's see. Back to Discord. I think that was the last one. So we haven't picked the topic yet, but if you want to join in, you can join in. for that challenge. Jordan is one of our mods and has been the one that's kind of helping out there with topics and organizing. So we'll hit it hard this week. Love to see your submissions, and we will do Fan Friday, even though it is Christmas week. We'll be doing Fan Friday. That's after Christmas, right? Pretty sure. Let's see. No, Christmas is Friday. Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll push it out a little bit, but we'll do some fan love. All right, fan love for you guys after Christmas or whenever it makes sense. All right. So I actually want to use Adobe Fresco today. I've been really enjoying it. And let's see, Lions had requested a laptop bag concept for designers. All right, some laptop bag concept. I know for me, if I had a laptop bag, I would want it to, of course, hold the laptop. I'll just call it the lappy. I would want maybe some drawing surface, drawing slash mouse surface. And then the other thing, I like over the shoulder in terms of my bags. All right. So I'm just going to do this request and then I'll do some sci-fi stuff. We could do a Christmas theme, just holiday, anything holiday. I'll mention that to Jordan. Let's see. I always feel old when I use technology now. Yeah. That sounds like a good idea, Mystery. I appreciate that. Hey Tom, what's up? Good to see you. So maybe it holds your laptop, has a drawing or mouse surface over the shoulder, something like that. Let's see. What else would have? I mean, you could think about materials as well. What kind of materials we might use, but we can address that after. All right. So to start the concept, as I like to, do a couple sketches, kind of figure out, maybe from different angles what this thing looks like. We can position them on the page. If you have some sort of idea, at least functionally, what it might do. Maybe there's some flap here. Laptop comes out this way. But you also have a nice drawing surface, maybe. Maybe it's a little clipboard or something. Put your papers on. So just keep it loose, right? And then if I like to, I don't really have a name for this, but if I have some sort of design detail or element, you can kind of just block it in. Maybe call it feature blocking or something. But you can kind of block that in. Just rough that in like so. Maybe a little shadow there. And then for inside the bag, right, if we want to show, hey, here's what it looks like inside. We've got our, I kind of like that clip thing. Like if there was a nice hard surface on one side. Yeah, I think I need a new pencil tip or something. This one's kind of wearing down. So maybe that's a zipper right there. And strap, I guess we could have a thing here and then have a strap on it. Maybe something like that. So some sort of laptop case or bag. So these are just kind of thinking sketches, right? Just thinking about what the thing is and how it might work. Thank you, Immer Hungrig, for purchasing a badge on Instagram. I appreciate the support. Much love to you. Check my pencil box. I should have an. You know, I don't know where I put that. So I should go look for it. But I have no idea. It's very let's see. Oh, the dark saber. Ooh. No spoilers. But that was a good finale. I'm just gonna throw that out there. That was a really good finale. Some good TV, people. If you're a Star Wars fan, what was the first Star Wars you saw? I'm curious because I think there's generational differences with um like what episodes people like and whatnot. Should we have a handle on this? I mean, as we dig into features too, it's like, okay, here's the bag. Maybe there's a little split here. Got our zipper thing that I've been hinting at. I guess it wouldn't be right there. It would be more like here, since it's not all the way open. Maybe a drop shadow. I really do like the pencil in fresco too. It's quite delightful to use. I mean, I like my pencil too, but this one's pretty nice. Force Awakens was the first one. Wow. First one I saw was it A New Hope? Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. You're our only hope. These aren't the droids you've been looking for. All right, so maybe this is a drawing surface. We want to show that. I don't know if that's hand is big enough, but just to tell the story of what it is. You could say hard writing surface. It's like drawingception. There's a drawing on drawing of a drawing. Ooh. Look at that. Drawingception. Pretty cool. A New Hope, 1986. All right. Yeah, it was really early. I think it was like probably 1990 for me. I guess that tells you a little bit about my age, but probably around that time when I first saw it. All right, so the next sketch I think I'm gonna do is something like a spaceship or robot. I've been wanting to do that, so that's what I'll do. Then I'll take maybe a request or two. Shall we do a triumphant Luke Skywalker? Just kidding. We'll see. All right, so maybe those are our main concepts, and there's things like, oh, on the bottom of the bag, what if there's like a hard. I don't know if this makes sense, but it could be that this is a battery or battery pack that you could like remove. So what if it had, you know, like some USB ports on it, and then you could pull it out, and then you've got, when you need it, you've got some additional power. What do phones look like nowadays? I used to be able to just do, what was it? I used to be able to just do this and this in a circle, and people go, oh yeah, it's a phone. But now, what is the icon for a phone? If you want to do something fun, ask a young person how they would gesture that they're talking on the phone. It's really interesting. Because then they do this thing. It's like, talking on the phone, man. It's like, are you? What's happening? Like, you holding a football? Because growing up, it would be like this. Is how we would do it. Thank you, Charlie. My son told me a funny joke yesterday. You guys want to hear another dad joke? He actually came up with it. It wasn't me. And I don't know, maybe he saw it somewhere else, but he says he came up with it on his own. Why can't you trust an atom? His jokes are kind of question response right now more than situational, like an atom walks into a bar. Obviously he wouldn't be making jokes about bars, but anyhow. You know what I mean. So yeah, what if this thing, why can't you trust an atom? Any guesses? Somebody will probably guess it. Because it makes up everything. That's right, gaming with Kira. They make up everything. You knew the answer. Anyhow, that was his joke. I just love like they're coming up with jokes and developing their own sense of humor now. It's kind of fun. They're just at that age. All right, so just a reminder on Instagram, appreciate the support if you do get a badge, but I'm paying attention to the YouTube comments. So if you have requests and you want to see something or you have a question, YouTube is the place you need to go to be. It's also a way you can support if you watch on YouTube. Just mirroring the stream as a courtesy. You do get a full experience on YouTube as well. Link is provided in the comments. What's up, Mecha Art? Zyman, hello. Samus Aaron Helmet on a gerbil. I think so. Why can't you trust stairs? Because they're always up to something. uh those are all good. I just love dad jokes. They're fun. Maybe I'm ruining them by telling dad jokes, but all right. So yeah, maybe there's some sort of drawing surface here, etc. Right? We can kind of flesh out the idea a little bit. If you want, add a shadow or something. All right, just to place it on the page. Sometimes though you add like a shadow or whatever and then it kind of muddies the sketch, so kind of undo it and then leave the outline. That's totally fine as well. So you could keep doing this, of course, right? Maybe show a different angle as well. And then finally, maybe have a main concept sketch. This is all in the same layer, by the way. Normally I would be more careful, do different layers and whatnot, but not today. All right, maybe a little break in that zipper. Zipper goes under our flap here. And we can kind of break the outline as well, which is going to help it feel like a softer material. And I kind of had this little lip here. I had it as 2 lines in this sketch, but I'm going to keep it as 1 for the final. Maybe a little seam. And this sketch kind of shows, you know, maybe some functionality, something happening there. So this view could be, let's see, what could we show in this view? What else would we want in a laptop bag? Stairs, they have all the steps. Why don't zoo animals take tests? Too many cheetahs. That's a good one. That is a very good one. Thank you. All right. So once again, this is Adobe Fresco. It's free. Just a free drawing app that they have. Cheating a little bit by not showing exactly how the strap is attached here. I guess I cheat a lot in my sketches. But at the same time, you know, if you need to show a detail, think about the right scale at which to show that thing. Also, Lori, I don't know if you saw the weekly update video, but I am recording a response to your question, so hang tight. I got you. It's actually caused me to reflect a lot on past projects, and I just want to make sure I have a good list of things, if you will. Question was tips for working with clients. I've done a lot of that, so, or dealing with clients. At least I've kind of expanded it to that. So maybe this is just another version of the bottom that I want to show. I could do that. Maybe it has these little feet and a slight recess. You know, some kind of hard bottom here. And this is where the battery could go. We did have some sort of battery pack. Could be a battery pack or some compartment or whatever. Just have that there. I guess it would be hard if the zipper came all the way there, because then if I do it, maybe the zipper stops like there, but we have some sort of detail, and then inside this detail we could have a little thing for the strap, right, to attach to. Maybe something like that, because I like the shape of the detail, but maybe it isn't functional so much as it is serving the purpose of kind of bracketing out the design there. All right, I'm resisting doing pencil everywhere. Okay, so now I want to get this strap. Let's see, it would wrap around. Maybe you see a little bit of the strap here and back up. You know, maybe something like that. Just nice and simple. I guess we could have some sort of strap on this. We could. See, that feels weird though. I don't like the strap. Get the strap. Do not like the strap. All right. So I'll just do a little background. And then kind of have our front there. Maybe just a couple lines indicating where I plan to put shadows and so forth. Blocking that out. Line weight. Reflection, perhaps. How are we on time, anyways? Oh, only 30 minutes in. Nice. What's a gerbils favorite frozen Italian confectionery? I have no idea. No idea. See, there was no way I was gonna guess that, Mecha. There's like literally no way I was gonna guess that. All right, so I've made a new layer. I'm gonna switch to my Sketch-A-Day brushes that I have for Fresco and Photoshop. And I guess we can make the bag gray or orange. Sounds actually kind of cool. It's like an orange bag. All right, some kind of orange. So these are meant to kind of blend and act like your normal markers would, just to help you work a little quicker if you're used to that. So they do increase in value if you repeatedly hit the same spot. Change the size. Create some blends, that kind of thing. So just to help if you're used to doing product sketching, with markers, it should feel reasonably familiar. I mean, I think it's I shouldn't say impossible. It's difficult to entirely replicate, but he's doing all right job. Okay, so let's go back to this layer. I'm gonna create some contrast here on the side. Just drop our values. I remember, contrast is your friend. Contrast is your friend. I mean, obviously don't want it to get too muddy, but contrast is your friend. And then maybe jump back to, well, I could use the fine liner. I have a little fine liner. It's meant to behave a lot like, your regular fine liner would. Anyhow, maybe we can add some texture here. I can always play with the opacity to get what I want, but maybe a little texture on this happy little bag. But yeah, Fresco is free. So if you're curious and want to try it out, you can. You do miss out on some features, I think, like cloud syncing is one of those. So if you're a Creative Cloud customer and you have Fresco, if you're a Creative Cloud customer and you have Fresco, all your files are automatically synced and backed up, which is kind of nice because then I don't have to worry about, I don't have to worry about the process of backing my stuff up because it's already saved, which I kind of like personally. I don't know about you guys, but I like not having to worry. What opacity am I using for my colors? I'm not using any specific opacity. It's just the brush is pressure sensitive, so the brush is set to max opacity, and then how hard or lightly you push on that is going to determine how much pigment you put down on the canvas. So that's what that is. So yeah, maybe this detail kind of carries through, and I'll just shade it in here. So I'm now using my fine liner pen over the pencil that was done. I'm not getting rid of the pencil, but I do like the deliberate look, intentional look of the fine liner stroke. And as I've been saying for some time now, I've been trying to work at just sketching quickly digitally because I feel like I've often hesitated as I've sketched. So just trying to treat it more like like I would a real pen. All right, so let's get some line weight on the bottom now. A bit of line weight here. Okay, so next I'm gonna do Mecha Art's requests. Mecha Art is one of our patrons, so happy to take those requests. Another perk. You'll have to remind me, it was a Samus helmet on a gerbil. Something like that, right? All right, so there's my quick laptop sketch page. Hello, Screams in Pain. Yeah, I'm gonna have to replace this tip. All right, so next, Mecha wanted. Let's see. I'll just do letter size. I do love that Fresco does not have layer limits. That's another thing, another benefit you'll get when using it. Samus Van Aria suit helmet on a simple, cute gerbil. What's the gerbil doing though? Don't really care. I feel like we should do the bust. All right, so in case you're wondering what Mecha Art's talking about, here's the character, Samus. Got lots of cosplay as well. Van Aria, should say suit. Maybe I should add suit here. Let's see what pops up. Okay, so I think what I'll do the shoulders and maybe like a part of the chest piece on the gerbil, and then I'll probably do the watercolor painting style because it'll be way faster than doing it another way. So I think that's what I'll do. If you're cool with that, we'll make it quick. Small gerb arm blaster. Okay, I can do that. You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna go for it. So, do we want said gerbil to be somewhat humanoid? Right? Because, or would that be weird? That'd probably be weird. You said some arm blaster cannon thing. And then I was thinking some sort of armor. And let's see. All right, I just have to pull up a little reference image here. I guess we want the gerbil to be looking more at us. So reminds me of Magneto a bit. It's probably heresy for me to say that. And would said gerbil be? Yeah, maybe there's some leg piece here. We've got the furry little gerbil foot. All right. She has like big shoulder things, right? Big shoulder things. How will we know it's a gerbil, though? That's the question. How will we know? Should we modify the helmet? My hand is tingling weird. Okay. Let's look at a different angle. So should I be ashamed to say this? I've never played Metroid. I'm familiar with the character from different games, but I've never actually played Metroid. Yeah, for sure, Mecha. You have access to all the stuff, so no worries. You'll get it. You got it. Everybody's got it. Yeah, something's wrong with this pencil, so I'm gonna have to make some changes. Oops. I always do that. I always forget to fix what I'm doing. Like, should the gerbil be holding the cannon? It seems to be a somewhat common pose for Samus here. Maybe some cheeks. Cheeky helmet. Actually, yeah, maybe a cheeky helmet and then a modification of the side. So we know it's a critter at least. I mean, not that the legs here wouldn't indicate such. Ah, I always forget to do this. I wish it would like deselect automatically. Maybe I'll relay that feedback to the fresco team. Should the head be bigger? I don't know. Let's see. So it's kind of like hacking is a good way to just quickly make tweaks to your drawing. So instead of redrawing it, now I could just crank my opacity down. Have I gotten some rest? I have. I've gotten some rest. I got to spend some time with the kids, took a little break, did some fan love today. Thanks, guys, for submitting. Yeah, I've never played Metroid. Hey, Felix. All right, I really need to look at a gerbil for reference because I wanna do right by you. Oh, they do have a tail. Okay, so I did it again, Felix. So maybe the tail. It's like here or something, just to create, if you will, a bit of presence. So compositionally, right, the mass or body of the sketch is kind of like that trapezoid. So trying to like how do I say this? Position this, map it out in a way that makes sense. That's kind of what I'm doing. And then also perspective, right? Perspective for the sketch. I'm trying to do something like this, if you will. So there's a little behind the scenes of how I'm thinking about things in the drawing. All right. So let's see. Let's see. Gerbils, rodent. A little Wikipedia thing just came up. Okay. All right, yeah. So I think this is good enough. I have a good enough underlay here. I can work with it. Always the best request from you guys. I swear. I swear. I swear. You guys remember that song? Do 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 do. I don't remember it, but you won't have to ask if I'm not gonna sing. My voice is not warm. I mean, I could have the cutout change shape a little bit to accommodate our gerbil friend here. Do they have teeth? Like they like this or anything? I kind of like that, but you let me know if that's the case. All right, let's see here. Sunday sketch and sing along. I just drove 6 people away, so I'm not gonna sing anymore. No more singing. So yeah, I like this technique that you'll see me use because you can go pretty quick with it. The like watercolor. It's like faster than marker in some ways. So get a decent pencil drawing done, and then we'll hit it with some watercolor. I think I did it last week too. Do you have a pet gerbil mecha? I'm curious. Or are they just lovable creatures to you? Which is it? So yeah, next I think I'm gonna do some sort of spaceship or robot or something like that. How could I? Oh, actually, yeah. I'll just do some sort of maybe this like flipped out or something to like indicate the ear. So it's a little bit different, obviously, but at least it kind of makes sense. At least I hope it does. All right, so turn that off. Now let's see where we're at. I really want to try and capture the fur, or at least make it feel better. So this will be a little bit of a challenge for me and maybe a learning opportunity. So let's just dive right in and try and figure it out. I have a hard time keeping perspective when sketching armor. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I've taken some liberties here because even this arm, where is it? Wrong layer. This arm here, right? I'm thinking of an ellipse. Okay, and then this is a sphere. So that's why when I draw, this piece right here, it has that curve, and this piece has a little curve to it, and this piece should have a little curve to it as well. So little things like that, they all add up, of course. All right, I do want to get a little bit of chest piece in or something, right? Just so it feels like Lady Samus here. So we'll make sure to capture that. Happy little gerbil. Happy little gerbil. All right, so let's sketch this cannon in now. All right, looks like there's some other element. And I'm looking at a reference image, but it's kind of upside down and reverse from what I'm doing, so it's kind of hard. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it's kind of hard. So I'm having to like upside down in my brain reverse engineer this thing. I'm not sure I'm getting it right, but we'll see. There looks to be some other element here, which is kind of fun. All right, so now I'm going to, I got to think about this. Maybe the trajectory of the arm here is a little bit off. Let's see. So just make a new layer, and then let's change the color so I can kind of see what I'm doing and see if that's what I want to do. So what I'm thinking is arm and then hand, gerbil hand. Do they have opposing? They don't have opposing thumbs, right? I don't think they do. They do have 5 digits, but I don't think they have opposing thumbs. So I'll just do something like this. And then furry, whatever. Gotta figure that out. I'll probably look up some cartoon or illustration on how to do fur. Probably what I'll do. I want there to be some more curve in that, right? Just for the purposes of gesture. And the shadow here be something like this. Yeah, this feels pretty good, so I think I can run with that. So I'll drop the opacity down, go back to my main drawing, and then we'll kind of finish up and then do some watercolor and whatnot. When she destroyed the X-Parasite space station, became an enemy of the galaxy. Bird people. Is this for real? You're telling me what? I haven't played the game, so I have no idea. So I'm believing everything you're saying. It sounds like a fantastical story. Can I tell you about my Discord? It's in the video description. But we just have a little community. People post sketches, get help, feedback, whatnot. It's all there. Ridley and the Space Pirates? Like Ridley or Ripley? Like from Aliens. Yeah, I feel like if fur was like, or the hand here was like smushed in to this suit, you'd probably get something a little like this. Oh yeah, in other news, so I draw a lot online, you guys know that, but a lot of people don't know that I do like 3D rendering and CAD as well, and just a bunch of other stuff. I mean, I've done a CAD stream before here. Anyhow, I'm gonna be building a PC. Acquiring, I don't know yet. It's just so much work. Anyhow, thanks to those who've answered a few questions. I've had some people help out. I'm gonna wait till the prices go down a bit. I guess prices are kind of crazy right now. So I'm gonna wait till Wait till that goes down. Just a titch. All right, this cannon feels something like this. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at. Okay, merge down. All right, it's feeling pretty good. I'm just missing a couple things here, like the back side of the helmet, a bit of shoulder. All right. So the shoulder would essentially be, same shape as this, but further back. So I'll probably do a line, something like that. Maybe just a line here for inside. Thank you, Bingo Bango. Much appreciated. I'll be happy to fulfill a request for you today. Appreciate your contribution. Bingo Bango, shout out, made a contribution today. Number one fan. Love you, man. It means a lot. Um, so I almost did something funny. I almost took this pencil and put it in my pencil sharpener. I'm not kidding. I was about to reach over and stick it in. I think I'm gonna do mini ATX or mid AT or whatever MATX. Yeah, the SSD, perfect. I want to get a Threadripper, but I don't know if I can justify spending that much on a processor. So yeah, looking at Ryzen. Some of the power supply motherboard stuff doesn't make sense to me, and then I just want a simple case, like I just want a simple like black case. That's all I want. I don't want any lights or any weird stuff inside. Just just nice and simple, easy. Yeah, thanks for joining Sci-Fi Sunday, guys. Much appreciated. Thanks again for the donation, Bingo Bango. It really does mean a lot, so thank you. So let me know what you want me to draw next. I'll be happy to squeeze it in for you. Bingo Bango says I helped them through finals this week. And I'm glad it was helpful for you. Alright, so maybe something like this. I'm gonna make the visor here a little bit more crisp and distinct. Maybe have a slight edge to it now. So now we can kind of go in, surface, clean up some things. I like how the nose kind of pokes through a little bit. All right. Just a little bit of shade, not much. Gardening robot in space. Okay. A gardening robot in space. I gotta write that down. Corsair Crystal 280. All right, I'll have to check that out. I mean, it's a bit bright. Actually, I think I am looking at a full because this case looks smaller. I was looking at some NZXT. Yeah, I don't want the micro ATX. I'm pretty sure it's full. It's the size. I don't know all the acronyms, I will admit. So I probably shouldn't have pretended to know what I was talking about, but I will defer to you. What are you running on your system right now? All right. Am I missing anything here, Mecha? Cougar Panzer Max. I'll have to check that out. My background music is absent? Oh, shoot. Oh, goodness. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I think I'm going to have to redo how I set up my scenes in the app. Thanks for letting me know, Felix. I think I'm going to have to redo how I set up my, like, scene here. That's what it's called. Because what happened is I muted it in the intro because people were saying they couldn't hear it, and then I ended up muting it here as well. So apologies. All right, so it should be able to turn that off now. Yeah, and there we've got a reasonable beginning to our Samus sketch. Gerbil Samus. I'm gonna have to take a little break in a minute. After these messages, we'll be right back. Okay, Core i7. So that's dope. Yeah, I've just been hearing good things about AMD, which is interesting because I remember as a kid, it was all Intel, you know, it wasn't AMD. But apparently they're just doing really well lately. So not being as careful with these lines as I could or should be. But there you go. So yeah, the pencil is nice in this way that you can just add some tone like so. Shadow coarse shadow. Take these things for granted, but really, it's amazing how far like drawing technologies come in terms of what we can do. Like seriously. I remember when the only way to do this was really like you'd have to draw on paper first and then scan it in, right? And even if you're working digitally, your only option was a Wacom tablet that was wired into your computer. So you were tethered. I guess I am tethered today. Um, but that being said, I could take the iPad anywhere I want, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool. What type of pull tower, super tower am I looking for? No, I just want a box. Pretty simple. Hey, Marzi, I just want a simple box. Oh, you use OBS? OBS, Felix? So, like I said, I'm just gonna watercolor this one because I think we'll get to a result fairly quickly. So maybe something like that. Looks like this. Is this weapon teal? I just gotta make sure it's the right Samus. I don't wanna mess it up for you. Yeah, it looks to be some sort of teal or blue, at least color. And the rest of the arm. All right, so with these live brushes, okay, you can tap on the layer and then hit dry layer. So now when I come in, the color should show up a bit more, yeah. So it should have a harder edge to it. Kind of like that. Or you could always make a new layer as well. You can adjust how much the color flows. It's another thing you can do. But they do behave like real watercolors, so kind of fun to use if you guys are used to that or want to try it. And again, these are free within the No. It's all in the same layer, so I gotta be very careful here. Very careful. I mean, I could make a new layer and do the detail watercolor a little bit darker and get some of these spots. That works. Maybe a little too dark there, so let's lighten this up. And then I'll go a little bit darker here. Plexiglass instead of tempered glass. Interesting. Yeah, I have a Mac Pro, so it does fine. Thanks, Mecca. Yeah, I have a Mac Pro, so it does fine like streaming and recording at the same time. I think my CPU right now is at 14%, but at the same time I'm running a ton of apps. Oh, holy cow. That's a crazy case, Mecca. If you guys want to see this. So Mecca Art's PC case, or the one you recommend, I'm not sure. Let's see. How do I make this bigger? There we go. It's kind of crazy. It looks like a robot. Is that a gerbil on the front or a cougar? Looks like a gerbil. So I'll accept that it is a gerbil. That makes me smile. All right, let's keep going here. All right, and now for the visor. Oh, yours is the Panzermax. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I just want a simple black case. Nothing too crazy for me. What color are these delightful creatures' nose? Creatures. My precious. It's like a rosy pinkish color. And then the tail. Get some nice definition in. And then now on a new layer, if I want to make that darker, certain spots, have some hairs or whatever, some furs. And then underneath all of it, if I want a light wash, just jump to my wash here and then wash that in. And so when you have it on separate layers, the colors don't affect each other the same. So even like shadow, if I want to throw that in, is that the right brush? Watercolor wash. Okay. So yeah, if I just want to like blue shadow or something, I can just wash that in on a separate layer. It won't affect anything. So kind of nice that way. Now, if you want for texture, jump back to something like these dry media brushes. Kind of play around. I want to add like some light white spots, things like that. Let's see. Or trying to think. What's a good dry media? Or you could use like one of these paint brushes. I do like the flat canvas brush. So if you do want to come in now and add a little something something here and there, texture. Kind of add that in. So all things I'm kind of just learning on my own too. So thanks for the suggestion and challenge. Hopefully this will make you smile, my friend. Because I forgot to paint this in, so I'll just use the same canvas brush for now. Forgot to paint it in. Okay, next I'm gonna do a space gardening robot. There was another request for something pink, so I'm gonna do that. It was an off chat request. I'll just put it that way. But I'll make the robot pink. Alright, almost there. Almost. Alright, so back to these brushes. I'm just gonna go to white. A little bit of texture. Could also, let's see, just paint in some of these. Am I on the right layer? Ha! Just paint in some of these light catching edges. Kind of helps out. wherever you have a part line on something, if you just place a little white next to it, it's gonna help it pop a bit more. And then if you want it to really pop, just throw it on top of the sketch layer. All right, so something like that. I'm not gonna do any more here, but I will throw this up on. Okay, I said I won't do any more, but there's this one spot. I'm gonna throw this up on the Google Drive for patrons after the stream, so check that out. Peep it, keep it, whatever you want to do. Will be available for you. Thanks again for your support, all of you. All right, so up next we had a contribution. I'm gonna take a look here. This was from Bingo Bongo. Bingo Bongo. I guess I should sign this. Wrong brush. All right, so that'll be up on the Google Drive. Let's make a new one here. So the request was for some sort of space farming robot. Space farming bot. All right, so once again, if you are watching on Instagram, I'm paying attention to the YouTube comments. This is being mirrored as a courtesy for you. The stream will not be archived on Instagram. You can watch it on YouTube. All right, Mecca, appreciate it. What day will I be live streaming this week before Christmas? My plan is every day, but you know, my kids are always top priority. So if I feel like I need to spend time with them like I did this week, then that's what I'm gonna do. All right, so I'm on my favorites. So space farming robot. I'm wondering if I should paint. Yeah, let's paint this one. I'm just gonna go for it. We are just gonna go for it. I don't know why it's pink, but it is. Now, if it's a space farming bot, we got to think about where it is. Like, is it somehow... And if it's farming, what's it doing particularly? Is it tending to some plants? You know, and maybe it has some sort of hopper on the back. It's certainly levitating, that much I know, but yeah, maybe there's some sort of hopper on the back. I don't really love that perspective though. Yeah, I kind of want to start over. Let's do it. All right. I understand you want to see that Screams in Pain, but it's not going to happen today. This music by DJ Squeak is trippy. Thank you. I gotta finish my Mandalorian commission today. I can ship that off for Christmas. Sorry, message. Yeah, I'll be around this week, Kayla. No worries. I'll be around. Okay, farming, space farming bot. So I think it would be something where it's tending to perhaps a row of plants or something, of many. I'm just blocking some stuff in here, guys. So maybe it's a row of many plants inside some facility. But I want the robot to be big so we can see it, you know? I'll just use that as reference, and then what just happened? Oh. And then now I can do a little robot, space farming robots thing. Almost feels like an underwater thing. I like this idea of a triangle here, maybe some part lines on it. So another quick way to work that I've just been playing around with is kind of painting the shape and then erasing a bit of what you don't need, and then you can kind of pull the details out that way. I don't know if it'll work. I'm just kind of experimenting lately and seeing, okay, are there some faster ways to do this if I, want to come up with something? I think I should do the, hold up just a sec. I think I should do the part lines on a different layer though. That's what I'm thinking. It's totally a cheat, by the way, in the sense that there's no way that arm would be right there, but probably more like this. And then, oops, I'll go ahead and pick this one, scale it up slightly since it's closer. Tijuana, any advice for a mid-career designer? That's a very broad question. But welcome. Thank you, Mecha Art. I appreciate that. It means a lot. Any advice for a mid-level designer? That's a very, very broad question. I have tons of advice. It'd be helpful to know what your problem is. If there is a problem. General advice, never stop learning though. That I can say. I feel like the moment you expressed in life, in general, the moment you're unwilling to discuss something or learn, I think you've lost. That's just my take. And yeah, it's not always fun, but I think it's important to always be willing to learn and try something different if you can. You know, try a different approach, whatever you got to take, whatever you got to do. I mean, maybe this is like the worst possible time to stream. I have no idea. Can never figure this out, but whatever. Whatevs. All right. Let's keep going. Chunk. I don't like that chunk brush, so I'm going to go back to the flat canvas brush here. See if we can paint this in real quick. Just get something out of it. I feel like I'm moving too slowly. So yeah, my advice, never stop learning. Because when you feel like you have stopped learning, you are in trouble. There's always something to learn, always something to do, right? Things to try, always. Kind of want to cut into this sphere of this robot head, maybe right there. Have some stuff coming up into here. Don't worry, when we zoom out, this will all start, hopefully. Hopefully start feeling better. But thanks again for the contribution. Bingo Boingo, was that the username? I'm trying to remember. But appreciate the support, the hit. I don't know why this future corporation is using pink as their color, but that is their color, so that's what we're doing here. Making a pink robot of sorts. Pink sci-fi robot. Garden bot. I mean, if it's a garden bot, it probably has some sort of things on it, right? I don't know. I don't know what it's doing. Some sort of spade type thing fixed to it. Keep rounding this out. Man, I'm behind in emails too. I was just reminded. I just got his email. It just came in. I was like, oh shoot. I've been meaning to respond to a few things. So if you guys have emailed me recently, who uses email anyways? Just kidding. If you guys have emailed me recently and I haven't gotten back, my apologies. My sincere apologies. So this is all one layer. I don't know if I should be doing this all one layer, but just learning, seeing what works for me in this process. Ooh, pardon me. Do I sketch every day? I do. Every day. No matter what. I do at least some kind of sketch. Sketch, painting, whatever. Some sort of practice every day. That's what I do. Now, do you have to sketch to be a good designer? No. You don't. But I personally find it helpful in terms of communication and doors that I've been able to open, figuratively speaking, for myself. Sorry, I'm kind of going into like high speed mode. So I'm just like, okay, I'm just gonna hit here. It's actually, I don't know if you've ever tried to draw and talk at the same time, but it's kind of hard. It actually slows you down quite a bit. So just trying to speed up here. Speed up here a bit for you guys. I guess this is more technically painting than it is drawing. So yeah, a bit more painting than drawing, but it works. So again, if you're watching on Instagram and you want to ask questions, I'm actually not looking at the screen right now, but you can make a request or ask questions on YouTube. Are my sketchbooks for sale? No. But I do have a few things on my website. I don't know if you have them yet, but let's see. There's this 500 sketches poster. It's like tiny sketches, just kind of cool artwork. And then there's also, so that's a tangible thing. I actually print, sign, and give you a note with that. And then there's also these. So this is 1,000 pages of drawings that I've done in PDF form. You can buy those if you want. But yeah, lately I've just been trying to paint. Trying to paint a bit more. Work on them skills. So the loop is super useful if you are trying to pick colors. If there was a color that you picked before, however, that you want to reclaim, you can actually do that really easily in Fresco. What if they are space plants and they're like pink or something? But we'll work on overall lighting in just a sec. And tightening this up is really just a process of getting a nice small brush and being careful and deliberate if you want. So like the shadows here, for example. I guess depending on where the light's coming from. I usually assume just some top down or top right light source. Typically what I imagine in my head. But you can always mix it up. You just have to. That's kind of my no-brainer lighting because I'm so used to it. It's not necessarily the most exciting way to go about things, but you can certainly do it that way. I'm not entirely sure what's happening on the top here, so I'm just kind of riffing for a bit with some colors to see if we can get some shapes out or something, some form. Alright, we'll just keep going here. And bring out, we need to bring out some of these part breaks, maybe intensify some of the reflections, things like that. So definitely more of a painterly look, but it's still fun. And you can see zoomed in now. You know, if you really want to get detailed, then yeah, zoom in, get everything right. Because when you zoom in, it's almost like drawing bigger. So your strokes are going to feel better as well. All right, so if I want this to be nice and crisp, small brush, zoomed in, right? So for me, and I don't know if I'm doing this the right way in terms of painting. I've just been kind of learning, trial and error, seeing what works for me. But that's one way I've found to do it, is just kind of zoom in, do what you got to do, zoom out and check. And if it looks all right, then you're in a good spot. I'm just trying to set up some contrast here on this edge. Of whatever these things are. So now when I zoom out, it looks a lot crisper. Definitely gonna need a nap today after all this. All right, so I think this guy's pretty good, right? We can move it around wherever we want. If you want to rotate it slightly, we could. You know, things like that. I think I will rotate it slightly, so at least it feels more action oriented. And then now I'm gonna just do a little bit of a vignette. A little bit of a vignette here. This is really the biggest brush you can give me. All right, so what I want to do is just hint at some sort of, you know, if there's some perspective here. All right, some sort of planter setup. The request was for some sort of space gardening robot. Reminds me of the Matrix a little bit. The robots that are tending to humanity, if you will. I don't know if I like those. Let's make a smaller brush. I mean, I want there to be some sort of cylindrical thing, but or things. Alright, so some sort of space gardening robot. Oh, it hurts that in Mexico they don't pay you to just make sketches. You have to prototype, design, look for materials. I do that all the time, Candy. I just don't show it. So, and I guess that's part of my problem. I don't show a lot of the other stuff I do, so I'm hoping to change that. I mean, I'm not gonna stop what I'm doing ever. It's just, okay, you've got stuff you can share. Just share it, dude. So since the like plants and ground here aren't going to be the primary focus or thing in the sketch, like the focus is really on the robots, so I'm not gonna exaggerate the detail in these garden beds, or I do want to hint at this being outer space or something, so I'll make these dark. It's like a gray to start. These little window things. Hopefully this is educational for you guys. I was talking with another friend and they were like, thanks for doing these demos. I'm like, yeah, you know, I love doing it. I don't feel like I'm necessarily perfect at it, but it's fun and I'm always learning stuff. So I appreciate the challenges, you guys pushing me, all that. I really do. It's fun. Let's see. So there'd be a thing here, space, and another one. Something like that. They're not even. It's probably gonna drive somebody with OCD crazy. Sorry. But yeah, maybe we have some sort of space pod there, and then in the back it's just dark and then gets light or something. I don't know. Can also scale it up too if we want. Rotate a little bit more. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it was at a good scale, so we'll leave that. And then as far as plants go, maybe we do have, I don't know if I'll finish this, but maybe we do have some foliage here in the foreground and, you know, something to pierce the foreground. I don't know. Hardware sourcing stream, yep. All right, I want this to be a little brighter. I mean, I do get paid just to sketch sometimes, but I also am a practicing industrial designer. So I do design projects for people. But I love the artistic side of design as well. So hopefully that clarifies a little bit. All right, so let's do some dirt. Dirt off your shoulder. All right. So what I think I'm gonna do, for the sake of time, because this will take forever, ignores the laws of nature, of course. What I think I'm gonna do for the sake of time is focus on the kind of the center of the drawing here, in terms of detail. So maybe we have these little ridges. And these are well lit because we have lights in the scene. I haven't put in yet, but I'll throw in some lights. Let's get some dark in. So light lights, dark darks, that's what's going to give you contrast when you're sketching, painting. Or rather create the impression of contrast. I don't like these plants anymore. I'm going to get rid of those. I'm going to decide how this shape terminates. Is it like that? Is there some sort of hollow thing that happens here that's repeated? Kind of like that. Repeating shape. Something like that, maybe. I don't know. I'm not very precise on my repeat here, so probably is a little bit too obviously off. So just capturing some reflected light here, or maybe the lights in this scene. Again, just trying to tie everything together. A gerbinator. Oh. Okay. All right, let's finish this bad boy up. So yeah, I think the theme we'll go with this week for the challenge is just holidays or holiday stuff. So you guys want to participate, share something, feel free in the Discord. So this is one instance in, not one, but maybe an instance in where I'll use the straight line just to give some structure to the sketch. All right, make it a little bit more consistent. Back to our dirt here. Let's see if we can grab an interesting rake here. So I want to create basically just some dirt texture. Maybe just play around a bit. How can we access the Discord? The link is in the video description. Link is in the video description, so you can check that out. But I appreciate the contribution, Bingo Bango. Hopefully this scratches your itch as far as requests go. Looking at this, I need a little bit more contrast happening here. So how can you tell? Squint your eyes, look at something. You can usually kind of tell. Let's go back to this chunk. Yeah. Well. Got my layers mixed up. Alright, this is off. I gotta fix this. It's driving me crazy. Just like slightly off. Slightly. I don't know what these are. Maybe there's just some little separators or something. Maybe some sort of separators. Alright, so we'll wrap up here quick. or in a bit rather. Okay, so just squinting at this, I think part of what's bugging me is the like lighting here. So I want the robot to pop a bit more, so I'm gonna tweak this a bit. So let's take this hallway and or whatever it is, and I'll take a very large chunk here, chunk brush. Just kind of darken that up. Okay. I'm not sure if that's gonna do it for me either, but we'll play with it. I'll leave it for now. Maybe a little bit lighter. Or should there be a light behind? I don't know. I'm gonna figure that out. Anyhow, so now I'm gonna just take, let's see. Should I do the textured rake? Short rake, perhaps. Move this up, and I can draw in some plants of some sort. It's a bit green. The gritty rake. Alright, and just to add some color variation, I'll change the green a couple times here. Now that I'm looking at the drawing, I almost wish I had done, I'll show you. I wish I had done this where the front of the robot, wish I'd done where the head of the robot's here, the back is like right here, and it's coming down and tending to some vegetables or something. I think that would have been a better composition, I think. Right, and you have the whole room or whatever. But oh well, here we are. Here we are. Oh, let's see. Thanks, John. Ooh. The hard part about streaming is like you don't really take a break. At least I don't. Maybe I should, and then I can like go longer. But now I'm like, oh man, I'm getting hungry. I'm getting like, I don't want to Don't want to keep going because I'm hungry, you know? It's kind of hard. Just saying. Alright, yeah, this will do it. Change this layer to color dodge. And some shiny bits. Maybe some not so shiny bits. So a lot of times you'll see me zoom out and then work on something and then zoom back in. Just kind of helps. DoorDash sponsorship, sponsorship. Seriously, that's what I need. Bluetooth in the song. Who's saying it? I have no idea. So yeah. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap up here soon. Yeah, it'd be awesome if DoorDash sponsored me for sure. I'd be like, fetch me a salad. Right now. Perfect. So I've done paintings like these for clients, but the frustrating thing with online or streaming rather is I'm not quick enough to like get to a place where I'm like, oh yeah, perfect. Got you guys. But it is what it is. There's just a lot of things. I'd want to tweak here. So thanks again, Bingo. Is it Bingo Bango? For the contribution, the donation. If you join the Discord, hit me up. I'll send you a copy of the sketch since you contributed. So hit me up. Full show. So yeah, just kind of using a mix of brushes at this point just to quickly shade in here. I think I'm just using a pencil right now just to get some brush strokes down. Wrong layer, but it's okay. I'll just fix that by being on the new layer. I don't know why these lights are shining up. But they are. Anyhow, so maybe something like that. It is a little flat, like I would need to work on the overall lighting of the whole thing, contrast, whatnot. Pardon me. And then I could be like, oh yeah, cool, it's in a good spot. All right, so let's do a quick review. Been going for about 2.5 hours, so long stream. Again, Fresco saves everything to the cloud, which is nice. Nice. All right, so I did this Gerbil meets Samus for Mecha Art. You're welcome. I'll be uploading that to the Google Drive for patrons and channel members. And we also did a little bit of traditional design thinking, okay, through coming up with this backpack for an artist. The main feature being you've got some power storage here that could maybe pop out, and then a hand or hard writing surface. Here's another idea for the battery. And then we also did a quick review of a sketch. I think it was done by TJ, I don't remember. Anyhow, did some tweaks, made some changes, so I'll upload this original file as well. The nice thing with those files is you can hit replay when you do open them in the corresponding program, and you'll see every single brush stroke. You'll also get the layers and everything else. So perks of being a member or patron. There you go. All right, guys. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of the show today. I'm feeling spent, so I'm going to take a nap, recharge, and I'll be back tomorrow. And we'll figure out the week, but I'll be streaming a few times this week. Have a happy holiday. All right, however you want to celebrate. I hope you have a good time. Remember, if you've learned something, share something. Be sure to drop a comment below if you have any questions. If you were watching this and something didn't make sense, I'd be happy to pick that up next stream. So leave a comment. And then if you want to support, that's patreon.com/sketchaday, or you can hit the join button on YouTube, and that will help you become a member. If you haven't gotten your Discord badge for being a channel member or patron, definitely hit me up. Let me know. We have a private channel where you can reach out and talk to me, and other patrons as well. All right, guys, take care. Much love. Passion is the process, and I'll see you next time right here on Sketchaday.